When he woke up, the blood was already dry. Detective Hale stared at his hands, the steering wheel, the Polaroid on the passenger seat. It was him, standing over a dead man, a body on a gurney. His badge was beside it, a smile on his face. However, the problem was that he had no memory of it. The timestamp said 2:12 a.m., but at that time, he remembered being asleep in his motel bed, alone. He blinked, looked again. The smile in the photo wasn't his. An hour later, Agent Marla Quinn met him in a rural gas station off I-40. She had 3 folders, one marked HALE-R, one marked MK-B13, subject list redacted, and the third, Mirror Protocol, Level 5, clearance only. Quinn didn't speak for a while, just slid the final folder across the table. "You're not going to like what you're about to read," she said. "But you need to know, because it's already started." The Mirror Protocol is an MK-B13 sub-operation created to duplicate memory patterns from known violent offenders and imprint them onto new hosts. This was designed to produce field-ready agents who could pass as civilians but be triggered into lethal action through verbal or visual commands. Subjects were selected for psychological malleability and memory gaps, often former law enforcement, trauma survivors, or medical professionals. Once triggered, the subject's primary identity sleeps while the mirror identity takes control. Hale slammed the folder shut. "This is a psyop. You're telling me I was... what? Conditioned like one of them?" Quinn didn't blink. "I'm telling you, someone made a version of you that isn't fully you anymore." She handed him a photo from a crime scene in Philadelphia. A man had been murdered in his home, stabbed 17 times with surgical precision. The suspect was seen walking away on CCTV. Same height, same gait, same building, same face. Only this time he said something on camera. Hale leaned in. The audio was grainy, but the voice was his. He remembered. I helped him forget. Back at Hollow Creek Hospital, chaos had erupted. 3 more staff had gone missing. One was found with their ID badge shoved down their throat. Another was discovered inside the oxygen chamber, locked from the inside. The third, still missing, and on every wall of the ICU, someone had spray painted the same phrase, "Rot before you remember." Quinn flew back to Texas. Hale stayed behind to follow a different trail, one that led back to the origin of MK-B13, the sealed airbase in Utah. After pulling every string he could, Hale got in. The airbase was dead, but something wasn't right. The underground levels were gutted, but not empty. He found cells, still operational, beds, restraints, tubes running from the walls to spinal jacks embedded in the chairs. Each cell had a broken mirror, smashed violently as if by someone trying to destroy a reflection. And then, at the end of the corridor, Hale found something that made his blood freeze. A cryo-storage unit, labelled Crane S. Status decommissioned. Brain map retained. Clone viability 2. He opened the digital file. 2 subjects had been created using Soren Crane's psychological template. One failed after 6 weeks. The other was marked a CTIVE. The codename. S. Hale. He stumbled back. The air felt thin, like his lungs had forgotten how to breathe. Was he a clone? A copy? A remnant? Or had MK-B13 simply overwritten his memories with Crane's tendencies? He tore through the files, and then he found the line. Subject S. Hale was installed with Crane's tactical logic, but not his impulse control. Mirror mode activates under visual stimulus. Blood, red light, mirrored reflection. He flashed back. Red emergency lights, a bloody mirror. A smile that wasn't his. He was the last sleeper. He hadn't been investigating MK-B13. He was MK-B13. Back in Texas, Agent Quinn uncovered another piece of the puzzle. Dr. Harold Sloan, the missing architect of the original MK-B13 project, had resurfaced under a new identity in Boulder, Colorado. Now going by Dr. Ellis Van, he was working in experimental neurochemistry at a clinic connected to over 17 unexplained staff suicides. The moment she landed, she was followed, watched. Every shadow felt alive. But she pressed on, snuck into his office, found the safe, and inside, a single USB drive, one video file, labeled Hale Protocol Final Sequence. The footage was grainy, a medical laboratory, a metal chair, and in it, Detective Hale strapped down, eyes closed, electrodes pulsing on his scalp. Dr. Sloan stood beside him. "We've cleaned him well," he said. "Memories wiped, new timeline inserted. All he'll know is pain, purpose, and the hunt." Another voice asked, "What happens if he remembers?" Sloan smiled. "Then we burn everything. He'll become the final purge. He'll erase the whole chain, including himself." The video ended with a final line on the screen. "Do not let him look in the mirror." Quinn sent the file to Hale. No message. Just proof. Proof that Hale wasn't chasing the monster. He was the failsafe if the monster got loose. So what did he do? He didn't run. He didn't hide. He turned himself in, or tried to. The moment he entered the field office in Denver, alarms sounded. Every agent pulled a gun. He was flagged as a hostile. "Get on the ground!" they screamed. But Hale didn't move. He held up the photo, the file, his badge. "I know what I am," he said, then dropped the final bombshell. "And I know where the rest are." Final report, delivered to internal FBI clearance group known as Black Section. Subject Hale led agents to an undisclosed bunker site in New Mexico, 15 miles from the last MK-B13 testing facility. Inside, 11 subjects were found in dormant mirror protocol states, activated only by Hale's presence. 2 attempted to escape. Hale neutralized 1. The other began screaming Hale's name in Soren Crane's voice. Subject Hale collapsed afterward, heart rate erratic, psychological rupture detected. Final message from Subject Hale, transcribed before coma state onset. "If you find this, don't trust the man in the mirror. If he smiles first, run." Psychological analysis, final true crime element. Experts reviewing the MK-B13 files believe the project was a brutal evolution of the infamous MK Ultra program. But instead of drugs, it used identity cloning, trauma implants, and behavioral scripting. Psychologist Dr. Elaine Sturgis theorized that Hale was not simply a victim of programming, but that his identity was synthetically hybridized with Soren Crane's most violent traits. "They didn't create a killer," she said. "They created someone who would kill the killers, without knowing it." Final scene. Narrative climax. 3 months later, a quiet hospital in North Carolina. Night shift. A nurse walks into room 218 to check vitals. The man in the bed is comatose, breathing steady, IV drip pulsing. His badge still clipped to a torn coat hanging on the chair. R. Hale. But then, his eyes twitch, his fingers curl. The heart monitor spikes, and the mirror across the room cracks. From the inside, some monsters don't die. They just wait for the red light.